What is going on, everybody? Welcome to a Monday edition of our shop talk live. Hope everybody's had a great weekend. Hope your week has gone well. And we're just gonna wait for some of y'all to tune in, and then we'll get to the topic at hand. Have some of our usual shenanigans. Shannon is here. I know she normally kind of chimes in at this point, but she's wrapping some last minute things up, and then she'll be in there hanging out, talking shop. But yeah, what's going on, AC? How you doing? Thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it. There's Shannon. She just entered the room. The shop gnome has entered the building.
Yeah.
What's up, Tom?
Hi, Tom. Tommy! Hi, Chris.
Is that Tommy or?
Yeah, it's Tommy.
His handle's Tom Mel?
Yeah, his last name's Mel.
I don't
But he
I
always
don't know.
says Tommy.
I'm not good
so
at
I just call him Tommy. You're terrible at
handles.
names, I know.
No, it's not about the. No, I'm like a.
And Tommy just goes, duh.
Durr.
Hi, Jose.
Yep.
Abbott.
What's up? What's up, Albert?
AC wants to know when the new press is coming in. We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that here in a little bit.
The ink buildup. What's up, amigo? Finally able to catch one of the live streams. Well, here's a shop gnome shout out. Yo!
Well, I'm glad you're able to make it.
Yeah, and I'm glad
you.
Indigenous actually showed up this time.
Oh, what's up,
saying.
Indigenous? What's going on?
Hey, Tia.
Glad to have you. Where'd my hat go? I just looked at the camera view, and my hair looks like an absolute mess. Thank you. Thanks for all the rain. We appreciate it.
Yeah, you look like a Dragon Ball Z character.
I'm gonna go grab my hat real quick while you chat it up and say hello to everybody.
Okay, so first off, I want to say that I'm really irritated with Matt because he was like super negging me out before we got on this, and I'm still kind of grumpy with him. And he never checked the angle of the camera to see if it doesn't make it look like I have like a double chin or something like. Yeah, yes you do. So that's what's going on. He's trying to find his hat, which is actually my hat, by the way, that he stole and got ink all over, and now he's using it to cover his Dragon Ball Z hair.
My Dragon Ball Z hair?
Yep.
Okay, I'll say that I spent all day out in the heat, sweating it up, where it's nice and muggy, and I mean, to be honest, I'm just kind of disappointed a little bit with a lot of the cell phone usage, and let's just say that something's got to change. We either got to up our prices some more, or
I think that's for
it. Probably a couple things. Up our prices a little bit, and or reduce it down to just you and I. But I'd rather try raising the prices a little bit and see how that goes. And if I'm just trying to. The return on our investment on our employees it's paying off, but it's not, because we're kind of at this point it's like check to check kind of stuff, and I don't like that. Like once we pay all of our bills,
we can get into that like once we actually start.
We'll talk about that some more. So that's one of the headaches I've been kind of dealing with. So we'll go ahead and kick it over so that way y'all can see our lovely faces. And then what were you gonna say, Shannon?
Nothing now.
Kicking it over. What was it? What were you going to talk about?
Nothing. Like, I tried to say something, but never mind.
What is it?
It was just a comment. It was like some of the comments, and it was actually gonna be funny until like I had to keep trying to butt in with it, like, so that you weren't talking about, like, some of the things that we actually need to discuss on the live, like, during the intro.
That's not what the topic's about, though.
We talk about a lot of things other than the topic.
Hiss, hiss, hiss. All right, I'm gonna point the camera on you, so that way it's less awkward for me in here. You ready? You ready to do it? You ready? You ready for this, Shannon?
Jason!
All right, it's me, Matt, and this is Grumpy Pants Shannon. Anyways, what were you gonna say? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to vent on here. That's what's going on today. I'm gonna vent. Which Shannon was kind of like, hey, why are you grumpy right now? I'm like, well, it's because I got payroll to pay and I've got other bills to pay, and looking at our account, I'm just like, man, I don't even know if like it helps having these employees, but at the same time, and I'm sure you guys, there's some of you probably are already at this point or will get to this point. You know, I know I've been guilty of it in the past with just kind of, you know, you don't really think about how much money goes into the paying employees and how that kind of affects things and just kind of how productive they are. Like, I don't know, like Omar, for instance, like he'll just sit on his ass on the table and look at his phone, and I'm like, what are you doing? Do this, do that. Like, I don't like the idea of having to like constantly tell somebody what to do. Like, it'd be nice to have somebody that's like, hey, what can I do next? Which we have had someone come in a day or two to help out, and those people generally are someone that's wanting like $20 an hour. So, but we can't really justify paying someone $20 an hour right now. And then the other thing is just, I don't know. I know, but I don't know if I want to air like everything, in the sense that like some of the things that are just kind of bothering me about having employees, and I'm kind of feeling like getting rid of them, and if we're getting swamped, just raising the prices until it kind of falls off, so that way we're getting paid a good amount for our time, our accounts are looking a lot better, and that's where I'm at. That's why I'm, as Shannon was saying, she's kind of irritated with me because, yeah, it's kind of been a grumpy day for me between the rain and all the other things. And then I don't even know if you're talking about the window as far as the live.
The blinds are wrecked because of the kids and the dog. And
Okay.
we need to get a new one. But we didn't have time.
I don't even see them.
I do.
What you talking about there, Captain?
I see them.
What you talking about? You see them?
Well, not at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Because it's up.
Anyways, I feel much better. Thank you for listening to a little segment of therapy
Jason
time.
says we need to fire Omar.
For Matt's therapy time, and just letting stuff out. There's a lot more I could go into, but I'm not going to. Probably so, because the past 2 weeks he's shown up 3 freaking days, and then he strolls in today and needed his help because we need to get some screens reclaimed, and I sent him home just as soon as he was finished with that. He helped stacking some shirts, and I was like, okay, it's not anything else. I'm not gonna sit there and like hold your hand and put you to work today.
Well,
so go
Pete's
home.
brother needs a job. Just saying.
And I think what we need to do is interview someone rather than running and gunning and like, let's hire so and so because they need a job.
Well, you know what? I don't really feel like this is the best time to be starting to interview, seeing as we are a couple months away from the slow season.
Exactly. So I think we
So,
should just, the
I'd
three
say
of
let him.
us as a
Yeah,
team, instead of
Michelle,
taking
I've seen
taking
grow.
time to fart off and shit, like help relieve some of the workload that I have. I mean, I guess all parties involved.
Well, actually, for the most part, all Michelle and I did was talk about work. So, just saying.
And fruit.
Well, that was like towards the end when I was trying to get her to stay for the live.
Right, and it's because we've had to like tighten up the reins on it. Because we talked about it, at least for the past couple of weeks with everything that's going on.
This is terrible lighting for me.
It's amazing lighting for you. You
I look
look
like
like
a
an
ghost.
angel. Oh, do you?
Yeah, I
You
look
look
dead.
like a ghost. That's not what I was saying. You look very lively, very sprightly. What happened to your lid there? Oh, I know why you're standing today.
Why?
No, no reason.
I wanted to stand last time.
The
No,
chair incident last
the
time.
lid went because every time I took a sip, I had like this big like monkey eye expression as I'm like trying to still like look at the computers. I was like, so I figured that wasn't exactly the best look. So I just took the lid off because the lid is, it's got this tiny little mouth
Shannon with the
thingy.
lid off. So what? One of the questions that did come up that I want to talk about is the new press coming. Um, it is so they're basically lining up the logistics and all that right now. I don't have a firm date. More than likely, it's not going to be this week. It probably won't be next week either. It'll probably be another 3 weeks, more than likely, because we have to get this press out and we have to kind of really make sure we're scheduling things right towards where we don't have a whole lot of downtime. I imagine we'll probably have a couple, 2 or 3 days, hopefully 3 days at the most, of a transition period from moving this one out. The guys I sold it to, I did tell them I'd help them reassemble it and then give them just a little bit of training. I'm not going to spend all day there or anything like that, but and then so we got to have the new press is going to come in. I'll vlog all this stuff, and I'm very excited about it. I can't wait for it to come in. Can't wait for you guys to see which press it is, and just I'm
Can
I'm
we start
excited to see
taking
the damn
bets?
thing because I just I can tell you that they're presses that every one of you guys have seen. But yeah, I mean, if what are we doing? Some sort of pool here?
Sorry, I was hoping. Does the house get anything?
Uh,
I don't know how these things work.
no, because the house knows that's
Well,
the.
I don't know how these things work.
It's not like grabbing a slot in some sort of fantasy
But doesn't
football
the house
thing.
always win and get like,
Everything
yeah.
in Vegas. I mean, not all the time. I don't know.
Do you
I
know
don't
card counting
gamble.
actually isn't illegal? They can ask you not to do it, but they can't like, beat you to a pulp for it.
They can just kick you out and tell you to go away and never come back.
No, they can't actually kick you out, but they can ask you to stop it and leave. But it's not actually illegal. Just saying.
I'm. I don't know about all that, and
I do.
I don't gamble, so that's not something I have to really look up and keep an eye out for. I saw Gina. Gina was doing some gambling. I saw her video. She tossed up. She was doing some slots. Is it slots or is it? I don't know what they call it. It's kind of like do they still have the handle where you pull it? And
Yeah.
like,
I went a couple
she
years
was
ago.
pressing a button though. It was kind of like the game house that was across from us. I got kicked out of here.
Why is everyone thinking that it's an M&R?
Why wouldn't it be an M&R?
Okay, so we got a lot of people to say hi to, and I apologize. I can't figure out how to work this because I just made the screen tiny. But from what I can say, hi, Paolo. Hey, Frankie, Inksational, JP, Flex McKenzie, Greg. Hi, guys.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for hanging out with us. We appreciate it.
So what I was going to say before, but you wouldn't let me talk, like, even though it was just gonna be like banter time during the intro, was AC asked if I ever got down on the manual press, and that made me giggle.
What kind of getting down are you talking about here?
And either way, yes. Let's just leave it at
that. She has printed. Yeah, she's got down on the press. She's printed her apron, which turned into not to be her apron anymore whatsoever. And
it's all agreed.
Is that it? Is that it? You've printed something else? No, you've printed like some test prints of the shop.
Our second date, I printed the I tried to print the the Hulk Lego
thing. Like an autism,
like on our second date.
Hulk design, like
terrible.
Lego.
But I used it as it didn't have half the print.
Yeah, but those pallets were jacked up. Like the MDF boards were kind of curling up a little bit, so you had to really press down, and that squeegee would have to do one of these numbers. And man, it just really needed some aluminum pallets all around. But it got the job done. Yeah, I mean we're where we're at.
Well, but that's what I printed. I printed my Shop Gnome shirt for the first ISS.
That you did, and you did some others too. So she's probably printed. If I could probably count it every time she's printed, like on one hand.
Well, I'm not. As Matt put it, you're bad at production.
It's okay, Shannon. You're just bad at
don't
production.
Don't think that's ever going to leave like my memory.
You're just bad at production.
Oh, so, that's not how you put it.
Funny story is when I was considering teaming up with Harry that had the Rock Automatic.
By the way.
I taught Shannon how to reclaim screens, and then told her I have to go have a meeting with Harry and his wife, because his wife wants to talk to me to make sure that I'm going to be the right fit for this partnership. And I left Shannon to reclaim screens, and she calls me or sends me a text message, and I'm talking to Harry, and I'm like, yeah, Shannon, man, we're gonna do well. Shannon's at the shop right now reclaiming screens, and we can all work together, and this will be great. And then she sends me a picture of like I didn't have the plumbing hooked up at that time, and so everything was going into a bucket, and I think the handle broke, and then the water poured all over the floor or some shit.
Of course it did.
And then the first time I tried to show her how to code a screen, it happened to be on a 305, and I only had 4 of them, and I had a job that I needed to do. And this is first couple weeks that we were dating, or it might have been first couple months.
No, it's the first couple weeks because you were.
And so I'm like, okay, so this is how you do it. And I was like holding her hand, and she wasn't pressing hard enough, and I was like, you got to press a little bit harder. And I put my hand on there as well, and she like, I guess pressed the shit out of it, and the screen just popped, and I'm like, it's okay, I'm just gonna have to run and spend $35 that I don't have on a screen to fix the situation.
To be fair, though, you were a lot nicer to me about that than you would be now.
No, I would still be patient. Just today, I'm patient in general. Today, I'm just kind of like, I'm seeing as month and month goes by that before, like at the end of every month, it's like, oh yeah, we got plenty of cushion money all saved up, and now it's just kind of like it's dwindling and getting to the point towards where I'm just like, okay, maybe this isn't working out. We need to get back to where we were at before.
Do you remember that really bad day that I had that like we were in like a bunch of things happened, but what I really remember was first it was Meredith had to be called at HEB because I had knocked down like a thing of wine.
Oh, and you spilt like a drink on the film.
Yeah, and then I like walked over and like just all over the film that he had just printed, and I'm just like, yeah, that's this kind of day. And there was like four other things, but those are the two that really stand out in my mind. That was just made it like a terrible day.
There's just been, I think part of it is being swamped and also not being able to, when you rush things, you really aren't able to give it as much focus. And we've been really busy, but at the same time, there's just been like little things overlooked where it's like, damn, it's kind of a setback. And when those setbacks happen, it's been on me. It's just.
It's not just on you.
No, of course it's been on you. I was gonna really say you, but we're a team here, okay? Anyways, I'm not gonna. That's what I'm saying. I'm not perfect. I mean, stuff happens. So, anyways,
fair, you didn't yell at me the other day when I fucked up on that thing.
No, of course not. I haven't been yelling at you at all. I don't yell at you like you're
scolded.
Relative.
Excuse me, scolded.
You weren't even scolded. Like you're not even scolded.
I said you didn't scold me. That's what I was pointing out.
That'd be like a fairy riding a unicorn, like someone rather than being give you a little bit of a. I'm like, what the hell? I mean, come on, we need to tighten up here. That's Shannon's definition of being scolded is everything's not happy-go-lucky and high-pitched voices, and it's like it's kind of like with the dog where it's like in order to get him to do something, or not even that, just like a lower tone and just more firm about it. Please get off of my lawn. Anyway, so the topic for today is Shannon. Shannon O. Grumpy Pants over there. You want to tell them what the topic of the day is?
Okay, fine. The topic today was going to be something about you can't have this. Something just the general idea of when to adjust your pricing for special prints, say, special ink.
Continue on, Shannon. So the topic for today is, let's see how long Shannon can hold that face. No, the topic really is things and services that you should be upcharging for. And I'll dive right into it while Shannon's face kind of unglues from Grumpy Pants.
Shannon's face not gonna give a shit.
So Shannon's ducking out. So some of the things that we haven't charged for in the past that we should have been are just kind of like specialty prints that require more attention to the detail, that take a little more time, even if it's switching over your palettes from from your standard palettes over your sleeve palettes. That takes more time putting those sleeves on, or even if you're doing a long sleeve, it takes more time loading those shirts up, loading that sleeve up. With doing a front or back print, you eventually, if you're not already, you get to a point towards where you're putting those shirts on pretty quickly. And when it comes to the sleeve prints, changing out the time spent changing out those palettes, lining the print up properly, or even if you have a kind of a specialty print. Like we've had a client come in that wanted us to print on turbines. So it's like, okay, well, there's going to be it, and I think this is one of those things where it's like we're testing the whole process out. These things have a ball at the end of them, and it's taken more time to line up. It's harder to put it onto the conveyor dryer without this thing rolling around, because it's got the part that goes over the head, and then it looks like a bun. So those are some of the things that take into consideration. Not only that, but also things that we really haven't kind of accounted for that we should have is anytime we're doing, and Shannon's mentioned it before, like Cmyk Printing, right, Shannon? So like Cmyk Printing, for instance, doing more of a charge for that, separating out the artwork, all the time it takes to do that. Sometimes you kind of have to calibrate your print to make sure the print comes out properly. I know there's times when we have to maybe swap the screens out 2 or 3 times just to get the print to look right. Same thing goes for spot process. Separating that out takes more time. Some pieces of art take a little more time than others, but charging for that time and the complexity of it is something else that you guys should definitely consider. I know getting into it, I was just excited to kind of get into it and was really kind of still learning along the way. So I didn't really feel like I was an expert at it. But now with all this experience, someone comes to us with those type of prints. Now I feel very comfortable saying, hey, there's more time that goes into this towards where we need to charge some more for these prints. So I'm going to go over to the chat and see what is going on. If you guys have any comments or questions thus far. I'm the employee you're missing. Yeah, we definitely could use some help, that's for sure. Jason Inns thinks Michelle's cute, so we should keep her. I'm not gonna let her know that, but it's good to know. She doesn't want to be on the camera. Tried getting her to do the live, and we're gonna try and push that a little more, getting her on camera. But for tonight, she's eating some sort of fruit that normally don't eat. What's up, JP? Good to see you. What's the reason for the new press? Just asking. The reason for the new press is it's going to have more colors. It's a newer model, and it will be easier on our electricity bill. Don't get me wrong, we could continue to rock and roll with what we got, and it's a great press. One of the things I love about it is its simplicity, but also the fact that I can fix anything that goes wrong with it. So the main reason for it was really to keep that compressor from kicking on as much as it does. We've been in a situation where that compressor is in its own room away from us, then it more than likely wouldn't have been a consideration. And then there's just some other features that are an upgrade to what we have that will make life just that much easier. And you guys will see once we get it in. I think you'll agree that it was a wise decision. So let's see, Brazil, what's going on, Paulo Rodriguez? Welcome. Frankie Freedom SP, yo, what's up? Volsis, so what top? I have no idea what that means. If Liberty Graphics is in the house, let me know what that means. Let's see, what else we got here? Inksational Screen Printing thinks it's an M&R. Everybody leave your guesses in the chat. Let us know what you think, and I mean, I'm not going to tell you right now. You'll just have to stick around and see. Let's see, Flex. What's up? What's up, Flex? Let's see what else we got going on here. They usually have goons take you to the back and rough you up a little bit. I forgot what that comment's even about a little bit. Kind of vaguely do. Let's see. Sarah, is it Sari3? She thinks it's a rock. Again, you'll just have to stick around and see. Tom Mel. Yeah, I'm gonna have to maybe shake things up and do a landmark firing around here. Let's see, it's an 18 color, 15 station auto. Maybe he's talking about something else because that's definitely not us. We're not upgrading that many colors. I feel you on the hard times. I closed shop after my first 4 months because I wasn't set up the way I properly wanted. I feel like we're set up properly. I would say one of the things for us is just really, and for me personally, is kind of just reevaluating everything the way things currently are, how long things are taking. Like I've been doing a lot of time studies, and then just really not being afraid to ask for those prices, even if we're at the 12 shirt minimum. Even if we're charging $15 a t-shirt for a Gildan 5000 shirt. So I'm gonna have to just reanalyze that, and just kind of been doing a lot of studying up, doing a catalog, and just kind of like really gonna hunker down and tighten that stuff up, because by the end of the year the goal is to have done $250,000 worth of sales, and we're pretty close to it. I think we would get there if there were more things that we charge for, like when we do contract printing. If someone's not providing a mock-up, charging for that. More rush fees. We tend to give some of our clients a little bit of leeway and put things ahead when, I don't know, we just kind of need to re-examine things really and figure out where it is we need to be charging for, who we need to be giving breaks to, people that might be easy, that have real simple jobs or just kind of easy to deal with. Let's see, about it from Home Depot. Blow that look. Yeah, she's definitely irritated. She's reading a book right now, so I'm just gonna let her be. Been one of those days, and I'm pretty sure part of it's my fault. A lot of it. Hey Shannon, will you come back on the live? I love you. I won't poke fun at you anymore. Come hang out.
Will you put the thing back up?
What thing up? Oh, the blinds?
Yeah.
You want me to put the blinds up? That's what it's all about?
Yeah, that's what this is about, because I asked you, and then you said I was pestering you about it, and then you put them back down anyways.
I'll put the blinds up. Do I need to put the blinds up before you come back?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna put the blinds up. Here I go. I'm going to fix these blinds real quick, and then Shannon will be back. Is this better now? Someone can see. If we get robbed,
we're not gonna get robbed. It's just we need new blinds.
You're right. I meant murdered.
We're not gonna be murdered. We have the shop dog.
He's not Superman.
Yeah,
he can't.
Scary like Superman.
He can't catch a bullet. You know. Anyhow, I just don't like being a.
Yeah, see, even Eddie Jr. saying those are some jacked blind ends.
Yeah, there's some jacked blind ends. Yeah, I get that, but our area isn't like the best of areas.
Okay, so which is worse? Which is worse? Like,
jacked
like,
up blind ends or getting robbed or murdered.
They're big enough to see through, so it wouldn't really make a difference. And what's creepier? Someone like you just see, or someone like actually peeking through? Oh.
Rainbows and ponies. Rainbows. Bunnies give kisses. Bunnies give kisses. You know, they can just drive by and be like, oh, here's these assholes. Let's go rob them. Versus, oh, there's a hole in the blinds. Oh, who gives a shit? Let's keep looking for an easier time. Anyways, so Shannon's
I had
back.
a hole in my blind, and like I discovered a peeping Tom that way.
Well, you're a woman. That's different. You probably got stalked. Women don't follow me and like peer through the window.
No, they just send you angry text messages through like fake phone numbers.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens when you break up with a girl. They do that.
I don't. I've never done that in my life.
You hardly send text messages to begin with.
There is that.
And you're hard to get out of bed.
What does that do with anything?
Anyways, so I want you to add to the topic. I know you overheard what I was talking about. So the overall just charging more for the more complicated jobs, like the spot process jobs, CMYK.
I think it was actually my idea
then,
to start charging the CMYK as like the way we would charge a $6 spot.
But
that was my suggestion,
I
just
think
because it was such a pain in the ass.
I think it needs to be like we need to analyze it a little more.
Yeah, I know. I was just throwing the ball out there as in like we need to be charging more.
So what are some of the things you think, Shannon, that should be, aside from what I mentioned already, from not just a...
I finally remember what I was trying to remember that we were charging for. The pocket print.
Yeah, definitely.
That was the thing that you and I were like trying to like figure out like what to charge more for.
Yeah.
And it was like on the tip of my tongue, but it's the pocket print.
And what else? There's some other things too.
Unbagging.
Unbagging.
There was, we were doing a contract thing, and Panda and I, granted I was faster than Panda, and that means that is actually saying something because I'm slow. Not on purpose, but I am. Panda's probably slow on purpose. But it was 450 that we had to unbag on our own. It took like 2.5 hours between the two of us, and my arms were aching by the end. And then we never heard back from the contractor lady after that because I told her from now on there's going to be a fee for it.
Yeah, and she was like, I'm not paying 25 cents per... Out of 400 garments, she's not paying...
450.
Excuse me, 450. So that would have came out to, $112 that we should have gotten for unbagging all this crap, and I'm not doing all that. So that's one of the reasons why I've like really been working hard on this, and even just for our regular clients, like here it is, here's all the charges. You want to supply your own shirts, and we're not setting up some sort of contract deal, then here's some of the things that we're going to charge for, because time is money, and we need to be getting paid for our time. So that way, at the end of the month, and we're not like, where the hell all the money go? The hell? What happened? What happened? What are we not charging for?
I feel like I do that a lot.
Yeah, well,
also,
we need to implement it.
Also, though, to be fair, you have not informed me of your new thing about the 2 presses for the white on white.
Yeah, we talked about.
Yeah, but before
last
that,
live.
Yeah, but before that, I had no idea, so I wasn't charging for that.
Yeah, because the print just we're doing a print flash print.
But I didn't know.
If we're doing a print flash print, rather than letting the machine do a print flash, hitting it with that flattening screen, and then having another screen to print white on top of it, the print just comes out so much nicer.
Well,
and it's a reflection of our quality of work.
Great thing to tell me for when I was starting to quote people.
A $20, screen charge, and then what is it? Another 15 cents or something like that, depending on the quantity.
Plus
it's more than that. Well, yeah, $20. What's $20 spread over?
Well, all I'm saying is, yesterday was the first day I heard of it, or whatever we went live. No, it really was. That was the first day I heard about, starting to use two screens instead of a print flash print.
Well, every one of them now.
All right, well, I learned that now. So we
Yeah,
could start charging for that.
I mean, that's how
but
our...
there's also the specialty things, and I don't know. I think the foil thing needs to be upped as well.
I did.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
okay.
Definitely.
All right. Well, you're gonna have to go over this with me because I have no idea what changes you've made, and I just started learning the phones.
It aren't you guys? I feel like, as we continue growing this business, that I wish there were some more, like us documenting things and kind of really airing out some of the things that are going out in our shop. I wish I'd come across something like that before, so I hope you guys are paying attention and be sure to share our channel with someone that's new and upcoming. And if you're an experienced seasoned shop out there and you're listening and you wouldn't mind talking to us for a little bit, we would be happy to talk to you. And it would definitely help out with some of these growing pains that we've been going through. And I think sometimes it's kind of like they're gonna be like the parent telling the kid, don't do this, don't do that, and then the child not really listening until they experience and are like, oh, they were
kind of like Madison,
right.
Kind of like Maddie bringing the horse into the ocean, and then 5 seconds later she loses it. She's like, buy me another one. I'm like, absolutely not. I just told you don't bring it in the ocean.
Yeah, exactly. I'm tired of the learning by trial by fire kind of thing. I think we're at the point where enough of that has gone on. We're still going to, which is just part of the process. But also, if there's anyone listening out there that would like to talk to us for about 30 minutes over the phone, that is further down the line, and
Artisan,
I can kind of tell you what the goals are and everything. And I think one of the things we can do, and Shannon, you come along this time, is talk to David again, the score mentor.
Yeah.
And kind of tell him where we're at and what we've done thus far, and get some advice from him because he ran a successful promotional products business. It wasn't screen printing in particular, so I think one of the difficult things is really just pricing, and then making sure, because I know every shop has their own prices and where they need to be at. I don't want to price this out of the market, whether or not it's a more of a volume thing, which I don't think it's a volume thing because we do plenty. So that's kind of where my head has been at lately with all that. And it's not easy, like figuring. I didn't go to school for business. I went to school for art, and I feel like I've got that part down. I'm still learning. I'm always learning, but the business part is the hardest part.
The only 100 I ever made on a math test was in community college summer school, and I hung it on my fridge. That was the only 100 I ever made in my life in math class. And now all I do is play with numbers. So you live, you learn, and you adapt.
This is true. Let's go over to the chat and see.
Okay, so we got some stuff.
Who's saying what's going on?
This thing is like seriously making me cross my eyes.
How close the monitor is, or hey. So what do we got? What we got?
Well, after they made fun of the lines that I was throwing a fit over.
Are you cold?
I am, And by the way, this is from Jersey's. They sent me like a million samples, but I told them the wrong sizes, so everything's like extra large. But this is the one that fits me, and it's awesome. It's a little itchy, and I think that they like the rumply sleeves, but I love it. It's warm, and I got a bunch of free stuff from Jersey's just because I called to say thank you for the free samples they gave us originally. Like, seriously, we got like probably at least wholesale wise probably $50 worth of stuff, and it's all women's sizes, and if I ever get fat or pregnant, I'll be able to wear it. Anyways,
we're gonna sum that up. Okay, what else?
Well, Jason says it's usually harder to get a good looking woman into bed. Thank you. I don't really know this.
No comment.
Then apparently
there's so many ways that could go. I'm just
let's not, because I still want to have a good time and not have a fight at Margarita Monday. Sarah Heath 3 says, wow, we had to unbag a contract print too. It took so much time. Oh my god, I know, right? My arms were aching by the end of it, and then all of a sudden I was on the other end, and I kept forgetting not to touch the little silver part because they were all safety vests. And I kept forgetting to not to touch the little, and they're laughing at me because you kept hearing me go, ow! Ow!
Did you charge for it, Sarah? Sarah E3? How do you say that? But did you charge?
Yeah,
let us know in the comment.
Knox, I'm Knox Raven. He says Indigenous, he was trying to give a flat rate within the total price, shirt price per shirt, but he was losing on low orders. He just hasn't figured out his pricing just yet. He just started last year. You'll get there. You'll figure it out. Charge for what your time is worth, honestly. Like what I said last week, honestly, was kind of an epiphany I had while I was saying it. If you feel like you're like telling yourself you're not getting paid enough for this shit, then you're not. Honestly. Robert Young says majority just wants the final price. It doesn't care about a line items. Just say price includes everything. I actually disagree with that. There are people that do that, like such as one of our clients that we were working with today. She likes everything just neat little bundle price, but there are a lot of them that are like, why is it so much? And then you have to itemize it. It's just knowing which customer wants what, because I prefer, Matt and I have totally different invoicing styles. Matt likes to just glom it all into one thing. I like to be like, okay, this is why we're charging for this is why we're charging for that, and I just lay it out like a neat little line. And some people prefer that, and I've actually had people tell me, no, don't do that. Don't do that to me. I don't want to read through it. I just want totals.
Yeah, what I would do would just give them a total price, and that would be including screens, if there was a cost for, if they're below the $200 mark, the freight for all that. And Shannon likes the itemized things. I'd go back and I'm like, vendor freight?
Well,
what the hell is this line item?
That's the lawyer in me. I want to do my due diligence to make sure that no one is later accusing us of hidden fees.
Right. But that's true. I mean, it makes sense. And I don't know. We kind of still need to do the whole
this thing keeps falling.
Research thing with it keeps falling with the kind of going behind the scenes and asking other shops what they charge, because I know we went to one shop, but it was a smaller manual shop, and their pricing was pretty on par with ours for what we were doing, and they just looked at their books and then added it up, and they're like, it's going to be $9 a shirt or whatever it is. It was actually more than that. I think it was closer to like 14 or 15 for that particular.
I make people go away and give me their email address because it really, it throws off my math if they're staring at me the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, it happens to me too.
I get really flustered. Yeah, and then when you handle one, I'm like going through the thing. I was like, did you charge for this?
You're like, yeah.
I'm like, no, you didn't.
Did you charge for the freight for this? Yep. Uh-huh. I saw you over there. I saw you.
Oh, I know you
saw
can
you with
see me.
my vision. I can.
I know you can see me. That's the point.
I got
Anyways.
eyeballs, you know.
Yeah, that's the point. That's why I'm shaking my head.
I saw a comment just browsing through these the Ryonet pricing. I think that one's good, but it kind of negates the whole Printavo thing with the pricing matrices and making it fast. And I tried training Shannon on it, but it wasn't as easy to understand. Like knowing how long a job's gonna, it just seemed like more math. But I don't know. I don't think that was the best solution for us. I think trying to really figure out a way to make this, because people just want to see not that they want to see a pricing matrix, but I hate the fact that everything's kind of been developed around a pricing matrix, and it just makes it difficult to like really pin down all that. And then especially the contract client stuff, they want to see a matrix. They want to see a quantity by quantity by X amount of colors and all that. So that makes it more difficult if it's constantly changing. Like they want to know what to be able to price things out at and what to charge their clients. So it makes it a little more difficult. Yeah, I looked into Printavo's way of creating a pricing matrix, but there's some cool information in there, but at the same time it gets a little confusing how they have it set up. So I don't know. I've kind of got a strategy put down for that, like my own way of doing it, and gonna try and implement that and see how that works out for us. See how many clients we lose, because the way I did it, I'm like, man, yeah. I'm like, yeah, we should be charging more. And then there's kind of like a weird cross section where the lower quantities we're charging more, and then the overall pricing that we normally charge for like the 72 to 144s, those are fine. And then as we get higher up, we actually start beating our old prices, which I don't know I necessarily want to start doing that, because when you have those larger quantity jobs, you're not spending a whole lot of time setting stuff up, and you're just getting after the printing and making your how much you need to be a day, hourly, whatever the case may be. So
okay, well, Orange Star wants to know if I've looked at the Excel sheet he sent me. It's what he's using for quoting jobs, and he's been killing it. And honestly, nope, I have not. God, I hate how this thing looks like a penis.
it was on top of your head.
Anyways, nope, I have not. First off, I hate Excel, so it's going to actually take some serious dedication and willpower to start analyzing the whole thing. And right now, I am afraid to about breaking point. I think, like, with the things I need to be doing. But I will look at it as soon as I'm not pulled in 18 different ways. But I will.
I think Keynote on the Macintosh opens those things up, because the little spreadsheet from Printavo. The thing about us is we're not spreadsheet people.
I'm really not.
The whole spreadsheet thing, and we really appreciate you sitting that over to us.
Yes, yes, thank you.
We're gonna take a look at it. The thing about spreadsheets, though, for us is we're very visual, kind of like that's kind of database, like crunching numbers kind of thing. And
I just want to draw a butterfly.
I know it will be helpful, but we see a spreadsheet and we're just gonna like, I'll look at that later. Even when it comes to ordering, like if someone sends us something and it's just like stacked vertically, we're fine with it. But as soon as they start sending a spreadsheet and there's all these,
and then I just go,
all these cells and crap,
hell.
we're kind of like, oh shit. Hey, will you take a look at this? I'm like, no, print it out. I don't even want to look at it on the computer screen.
I think we're scarred.
Yeah, a lot of that had to do with having to to print out drafting size paper, like 4 sheets of it for an order, because the spreadsheet was so damn big and so many different variables to it.
Over 6,000 variables.
And then we had a hard time with it. I felt like we were on point because we're going through marking stuff off.
I think a lot of that was like the women like not really getting, this is dry fit. I'm like, yes, it's dry fit. It's the cheapest one. Guess what? It doesn't feel like dry fit. It's not shiny. You don't look like you're from the 80s. I'm sorry.
That was a horrible experience.
Yeah, we're probably not gonna get them back.
No, if you know who is still involved in sending out spreadsheets, then no, more than likely not. And it was so much easier the year before, because all I had to do, even though it was still an Excel sheet, like I could take those names and put them, I could copy row, whatever it was, and then put that into InDesign and create a PDF and then plot the thing out, even though it was like 400 different names and
this time
instruments.
It was like 260 or something like that, but it was, what was it, like 13 different shirt styles with like 18 different band names, and there was 256 different names.
And it was
all done in a spreadsheet.
And it had to be, all those different sizes had to be done youth, extra small, all the way through like adult 3XL, and it was the biggest headache. And I
tapped out on that one. I was like, Matt, I can't do it.
And then also, so
I'm out.
That's one of those kind of jobs where it's like, holy shit, this is going to be a major headache. So we need to charge more for it rather than. And they were coming to us, we want to do it for $4.58 a shirt for the 5,000 cotton tees, and it was like a really, because it was just a one color front print, and then it was some really stupid
and then that
number.
lady said it looked faded.
And it's supposed to.
Yeah, so we had like all these complaints like that actually were not legitimate, and you could tell that the lady that was handling the whole thing, like, she was just as exhausted with it as we were.
Yeah. So the all these gray hairs developing here, that's extra money right there that we should be charging for the gray hairs. So we got someone calling in on the hotline here. I don't know if anybody here is calling. It just says wireless caller, so I don't think it's anyone.
Actually, no, like a lot of them have been wireless, just wireless callers lately that have been actual. Wow.
Missed it. We're closed anyway, so if it's any of y'all calling, sorry.
Orange Star, no, not tomorrow, please. I'm begging you, please don't put Excel in front of me right now. He said he's gonna bring the computer over tomorrow and show me. I'm like, no,
yeah,
not right now.
We got a lot of stuff to catch up on
right now. Like, any moment, like, I actually yelled at one of my clients the other day, and that is the first time it's ever happened in my life. And luckily, I only got one syllable in before Matt walked through the door, and I just chunked the phone at him and went, "Shop no out." No, it's seriously what happened. Like that. Oh, but can you believe this asshole? Oh my God, he's been lying to his client. He put the job on us, and then she's like freaking out, and because she's not an idiot, he told her to mail a couple extra things over to us. And so she Googled us, she figured us out, and I was very confused. She's like, "Yeah, Jacob has said you've had this for 2 weeks." I'm like, "We got them the day before last."
Oh yeah.
And so he's been lying to her. Apparently the boss has been out of town. I got that email today. I haven't even looked at it because, again, frazzled, afraid to the ends. Yeah, so he's been lying to her about that, and then he's hounding me and trying to make me feel like it's my fault, and then and then he sent the wrong mock-ups, and she gives me a call because he calls 4:55 the day after she said she'd be screwed, asking about measurements and stuff like that. I was like, "By the way, did Deborah tell you she would have been screwed if she didn't get them yesterday? Because she told me, and I sent them out." "You're welcome." Kind of funny about your timing on that. And turns out the whole embroidery thing was fucking botched because they gave me the wrong colors on the stitching.
Damn,
yeah. And but it was all supposed to be my fault. And I actually gave him the meanest, most aggressive letter that I have ever written. And Michelle actually said I handled it classily. So maybe it's I handled it classy.
Do you feel better now that you're able to kind of like get some of that off your chest?
No, I'm gonna have to decompress after I read Mugasir's email. Because I CC'd his boss in that whole thing too. I was like, you have lied, you have twisted the words into making it something that kind of looks like a promise, and you have hounded me and harassed me every single day because you promised a due date that was not ever, committed to, and basically you're trying to fob it off as my fault. But guess what? Deborah and I are besties now, and she hates you almost as much as I do. True story.
That's messed up. Well,
but actually, now when I said that actually did help me get stuff off my chest.
We appreciate everybody tuning in to and listening to our therapy session here. I've kind of gone through some of the comments. Looks like everybody there's some advice on there.
Indigenous. I think I bitched at him about it. He's like, I heard about that when Shay was on the phone.
Oh yeah.
I probably bitched. I think I bitched at anybody that would listen. Yeah. Honestly.
So it is 8:00. I am starving. Like I haven't had anything to eat today. You ready to get out of here and go appreciate that which is
Margarita Mondays?
Yeah, Margarita Monday.
I just discovered raspberry margaritas. They put a raspberry on the tip instead of a lime.
We really appreciate everybody that has tuned in, and leave a comment below if you're tuning in later and you have some advice that can possibly help not only us out but other shops as well. We are going to get out of here. We will see you guys next Monday. 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And Shannon, is there anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Thank you guys for letting me bitch. I promise I'm not normally this cranky, and I promise I normally don't go sit against the wall and read a book because I'm angry about blinds.
It can be tough doing what we do, being in the service industry. So totally understandable. All right, guys.
Also, we're together 24/7, so sometimes I just want to punch him in the head.
Yeah. Don't make me say my term. We'll see y'all.
Yeah, I know what it is.
We'll see y'all next Monday. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and check out some of our other videos. Lots of cool tutorials, and got some more videos coming up. Some stuff that you'll find really interesting. Until next time, everybody. We will see y'all later.
Love you guys. Hearts.
How do I end this thing?